This morning we decided to go just at twilight, left just around 5 o'clock. Got out there on the way out, you know, the sun was coming up. Tide was running pretty hard at daybreak, so we didn't need to be there then. So we got there a couple hours after that, and it was about right on time. All of a sudden the bait started coming up off the bottom. The whales started chowing down. You know, you seen all those sand eels they were eating. The birds were there. I mean, it's just magical. It happens for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and then everything started to dissipate out. The whales started scattering out. They weren't bubble feeding anymore. The bait started going down. You could see it on the machine. Some people think you can just go out there, but pretty much tide-based. Some places you go there before the tide, after, during, you know. We just have to get lucky again. We believe it's the tuna gods with the aura and the karma. The whales and the tuna fish eat the same bait. So a lot of times you look for the whales, look for the bird action. Sometimes there's structure on the bottom that you look for. The whales come back to. Yeah, you can tell right away when they start getting active. A lot of the stuff that they're feeding on, all this bait gets wounded, discombobulated. Next thing you know, it's fluttering around, and the tunas know that. So they come hunting around wherever they know the whales are. The bass usually show up first, then the tuna fish. We had all that easterly, which pushed them in. Pushed the bait in, congregated everything up in the shallower water. It all balled up. So that made it an easier target instead of being scattered all over the place. Then you got to realize also is that bait, and right where we were trolling around for tuna fish, and we caught some bluefish. So it's all about the bait. If you find the pods of bait like we were on, you're gonna no telling what you might catch there. When a tuna fish grabs it, a lot of times the mouth in a tuna fish, the front part's all bone, and so a lot of times people think the hook's in there. Well, if it locks in the front, the top, or the bottom, you give them just a little bit of slack, and the thing could fall right out of the mouth. You notice how we kept bumping the boat ahead, always keeping some tension on the rod. Blink of an eye, I can't tell you how fast it happens. Especially a bigger fish shakes his head, comes toward you. One of the fastest swimming fish in the ocean. And all of a sudden, that 1 second that you sit there and take a breath and you pause, it's like they have a buddy watching you and they go, now, spit it. So when he gets within 10, 20 feet, what you do is you take the harpoon and you stick him. Just like the old days, you got a rope on the harpoon. So now you have the hook and you have him on the rope. Dan harpooned the first one, and PJ, my son, he harpooned the second one. And actually, both did great. First time of the year, they both buttonholed him. And what that was, when you stick the harpoon, you drive it into the fish as far as it'll go. If it hits in a narrow part of the fish, the dart will go all the way through. Then you pull the pole out, the harpoon, and the tip will actually, it'll go through, and then it'll turn like that. It'll, you know, toggle, and that's called a buttonhole. And when you get them through there, it comes like that, you pretty much own them. If you're gonna release it, you know, what we did was we opened the door, waves got right, you wait, and then just slide them right in, tag them, turn around, put them right back overboard. The tagging, we get it from National Marine Fisheries. We send in, we get these cards, and it's got a tag on it. There you go, right there. So what we do is if we're catching a lot of fish, and you know, we get 1 to eat or 2 to eat, whatever, and then sometimes we get none. We just let them all go. When we catch them, we'll tag them. Make a little hole, insert this part right here. As soon as that goes in, the barbs won't allow it to come out. And then this little part just trails along. And then someday when he's caught, either with the net or, you know, a rod and reel, a harpoon, what the guys do is they'll often just cut that off. They'll call up the number. They'll give them the approximate length and sometimes the girth and where they were caught at. And they send it in. When they send it in, then the National Marine Fisheries will also reply to them where they were tagged at, like if they were tagged in the Carolinas 2 years ago or 3 years ago, and what size they were when they were tagged. So it's kind of neat. It's a little bit of, you know, a little bit of a green thing to do. Last year we actually got a flag, a tagging flag from National Marine Fisheries. I don't know, they said we tagged the most bluefins of that year. Great Point, this year there's like 100+ seals, and it's incredible. I mean, they've taken over Great Point. We came up there this year, we started stopping by there just to check them out. As much as they're checking us out, you know, we're checking them out. Why am I a fisherman? I've been fishing since I was a little kid. My father got it into me, and I enjoy it. I love eating fish, catching fish, you know. It's fun, a lot of characters in this world. The charter stuff nowadays, that's a little more of a scheduled thing, but back when we just commercial fished, it's more of a lifestyle. You know, we'd leave, hit the road, go tuna fishing for a week, couple weeks, a month, you know. My kids were little, it was kind of tough, you know, a little bit because I wasn't around. The wife would actually travel and bring the kids to see me at times. And so now, here we are. We still do some commercial fishing, but it's nice to still keep your thumb on the pulse. And we like eating fish, so, and catching them, it's fun. And we never thought we'd release as many fish as we do nowadays. It's great.